Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to this meditation story. And maybe it's just a story, or maybe it's the memory of a crazy, crazy dream. Before anything was, and before anything became, there was darkness. The darkness was everything, and it was all that there was. There was no time. So in the darkness, things did not happen under the constraint of time. In the darkness, energy bumped into energy, and there became a spark, the spark of life. The spark became aware that it existed. It became conscious. This consciousness was energy that could neither be created nor destroyed. The energy was one single spark in that darkness. The spark of consciousness wanted to know who or what it was. What did it mean to be conscious? The spark became a source. The source, or the starting place, of all things. The source had a thought, and the thought became an idea. The idea made the source begin to vibrate, and the vibration became a hum. The hum became a voice. When it spoke, it began to divide. It divided and became bigger and bigger until the energy could no longer be contained within one. So it divided into two separate energies. So the one source became two, the masculine, or the father, and the feminine, or the mother. The feminine became the womb, where the spark of creation had a home, and the masculine became the thought and the seed. The mother was a creation, and in her was the spark of life, and she knew and understood herself in this way. The masculine felt alone after the separation. He needed to know who he was, so he went looking. When the father looked east to west, there became length. When he looked north to south, there became width. When he looked above and then below, there became depth. Then the father looked all around, and he saw nothing. Since he saw nothing when he looked outside himself, he decided to look inside. When he looked inside himself, he saw everything. He saw the galaxy, the moon, the stars. He saw us and all living creatures. He saw the oceans, every grain of sand, and every blade of grass. Seeing all of this made him feel. He felt joy. He was so joyful he began to sing. He sang and he sang, more joyous, until, like a champagne glass that shatters at the right frequency, there was a huge explosion, a big bang, some might say. With the explosion came the dimensions of time and space. Now there was length, width, depth, time, space, and the father with linear thought, and the mother carrying the spark of creation within her womb. And so the father and the mother went about creating all things. The father creating the linear, and the mother giving the spark of life. They worked together, for without one, the other would not be. All things are tied to source. All started as one, and so we are all connected. As we all began, when one became two, and source looked inside to see everything. Good and evil, beauty and darkness, all come from the same source. The father and the mother had one creation that they knew had a potential far different than any other. So, like any good parents would, they found just the right training environment to help their most valued creation reach their full potential. Of course, this created all sorts of problems, but we'll save that for another story. This earth is our training center. We are here to remember who we are and find our way back to the source from whence we came. The pain that we go through and the hardships we endure are training our will with the sacrifice and discipline necessary to not only go back to source, but to carry on the legacy of creation throughout eternity. Look inside yourself, and there you will find everything. Not all at once, but through the will that is created as you conquer your challenges and you live beyond the pain, you will remember who you are. You are of divine worth, and you are loved.